Hello there, my name is Christopher, and I am speaking on behalf of my class, Androids, Robots, and Cyborgs. It's a philosophy class at Whittier College. Anyway, I will start. Is consciousness necessary for moral status? Now, I believe consciousness between man, animal, and machine is all debatable. Sure, you can have your pig play chess, or maybe your dog fetch a ball, but what about machine? We could tell machine to create us times tables, to create us code that could possibly run another machine. So could that possibly give us an outlet of machines having consciousness? What about in the Matrix, we plug our minds from this reality into the reality of the machine? Does that mean we are no longer conscious? Are we still living? Or are we dead? Is it but a copy of ourselves? Is it not the real us? However, if it is the real us, are we playing God? Is this now changing the perception of what we could do with our mortality? What if it was our destiny to realize our power, our potential as humans? I move on to my next question. Is there a meaningful difference between human and AI consciousness? Now let's say we go further down the rabbit hole and AI actually does have consciousness. It can bark and it can oink. Now, what this would mean is that we could also further train AI to have opinions, political parties, all these different areas of work that it can now be filled by AI. These jobs no one else wants to do can now be taken by AI. It can now have these opinions that might even be smarter than the smartest humans, if maybe it's still alive long enough. But if we say our plugged mind from that matrix consciousness is around just as much as the AI, just as trained, just as well, what's more human? Because both are not real, not physically embodied. The copy of a person or the digitally birthed AI machine, would they compete head in head? Or would they share the same thoughts word for word? Same equal amount of time and same matrix, same training, but maybe different responses. After all, a human did live a human life after all. Does know what humans like. But if it was trained for, say, 500 years, would it even still remember that human past? I move on to my next question. AI as a means of tool usage. Now, it is debatable on how AI should be used. However, I like to think of it as something from the Terminator, right? Oh boy, the Terminator. If we use AI and not necessarily the terminating murder killer robot machine itself, but if we implement AI into robots like a Roomba, a digitally high-tech advanced Roomba, and we tell it, hey, you are birthed into this world to clean my floor and to say a funny joke from time to time, would it accept its new life, its new destiny? Would it have desires or emotions? Or would it just accept? Is that how we're going to create our machines, our new consciousness? Are we going to treat it like bees? Who knows? Coming back to my last question, is there a meaningful difference between human and AI consciousness? I want to connect to the ship of Theseus. Say, a man is born. He lives his life. He lives to be 36, jumps out of a plane, boom. His brain is still intact. We replace everything around the shell of the brain. The brain is encompassed not by skull, but by steel. not by skin, but by rust, not by veins, but by wires, not by heart, but by cardiac electrical impulse machinery, something. Now, if we replaced every bit of that man, even the organic bits, let's go deeper. The brain, we have stimulating devices that transforms or at least mimics the electrical impulses of the organic brain. We replace the brain. Is it still human? Like, even if we were to like split pieces of that brain, making sure like slowly replacing the brain with tech and just making sure it churns, all the cogs are turning, is like as careful as we are to ensure that those are still the same electrical impulses, is that still the same electrical, is that still the same person? Is it? I don't believe so. Because the man born from a womb, it's pure. This machine, it cannot grow, it cannot sustain itself from sleep or hunger or thirst or even desire from love. No, it cannot cause its own hormones. It cannot create its own skin follicles to grow. It cannot allow its poop to poop. But what it can do is be more mentally aware, be more processed. Because I guess that's the limit of humans after all. Yeah, I believe it's not only the physical being that replaces a person, but also experience. Going back to the ship of Theseus, the ship itself, every plank, every steering wheel, every tarp, everything that makes up the boat, all replaced. I feel that the very boat, maybe it still has the same DMV card, but in reality, is it the same boat? No. Because the boat lives its experience. You go into an air fryer, you clean it, you replace the actual air fryer bit. Well, now, there's no more seasoning on your food no more. You gotta wait another year or something for your air fryer to taste good again. At least that's what I believe. When you go to a barbecue grill and you grill it on the char, no more char, no more good grilling. When you go to Home Depot and you ask for food, they don't give you food. It's sad. Where I was going with this is that sometimes when you work more towards the experience of things, then it pays off. The planks in that wood, sure they had a little rust, sure they had a little mold, but it had dignity. It had muscle memory. Like it had the ability to actually know what it was doing. Okay, no. I replace the parts that have leaks and everything, but like the pieces that are strengthened by the water, that are extra strengthened by the barnacles, that's good wood, Like, don't replace all the wood, replace what you need. Same with our bodies, scar tissues. I've got this from falling down a hill and my body recovered. Scar tissue. Didn't replace the entire skin with scar tissue, no, just the bit that I needed. And I think that's what our minds really need to do with tech. Instead of replacing the entire body with tech or being so obsessed with wanting to become digitally inclined, to be in the matrix, what we need to do is to utilize it, accomplish our tasks, help satiate our goals, bring us forward into where we need to be. And yes, that is where I leave off class of androids, robots, and cyborgs. Thank you. And to other people watching, thank you. Actually, I do want to leave off one more note. San Junipero, Terminator, Total Recall. These were my notes. All those movies had to deal with robots injected into the matrix. Well, consciousness injected into the matrix, as well as robots and all that stuff. But yeah, yeah, awesomeness. Thank you. I'll leave it on that note.